I am back. I know a lot of you have been wondering where was I for the past, a month? Yeah, so I've been in and out from hospital. You know, life goes on. I believe that sometimes you can control your body, but your body still does what it wants to do. Yeah, and today we're at W Hotel in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, right? And we are at this, it's a collaboration between Chapter 2 and Cyclepath, which is a store in W Hotel, and I'm gonna go show you what's what. I'm gonna take some video around, and basically today we have, where is Mike? Let me find Mike. It's so hard to find you because you're the Kuailo that look like a Chinese. I was looking around, where's the Kuailo, but there's no Kuailo here. What's up, bro?
Half Kuailo.
Long time no see, eh? Hey guys, so we are here with Mr. Mike Pryde, or is it Mr. Pryde?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike Pryde, where are you from?
Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland, New Zealand.
So I'm just traveling around Asia at the moment, coming here to Malaysia and also to Indonesia.
This is not your first time in Malaysia?
No, I was actually here a few years ago when we were working with a different distributor.
Yeah.
So now this is, I guess, Chapter 2 Malaysia 2.0. We're starting
the Chapter 2 of the Chapter 2.
Exactly, exactly.
Wonderful. Yeah, so that time I think I did the ride with you at Genting Sampah.
Yeah, with the NATO group.
Yeah, with the NATO group.
Yeah,
so what are you doing here?
Well, mainly here to support our local distributor, because since we made those changes, we need to make sure that we work with them, we integrate our marketing with them, and obviously as we're relaunching the brand in Malaysia, we want to make sure we do it properly. So it's really important that we really understand what the expectations are and to really build on what we did before with our previous distributor.
So who's the current distributor now?
Cyclevio.
Cyclevio, I think Jackson, right?
Jackson, they've been amazing. So they reached out to us about 4 or 5 months ago, and within a couple of weeks we had a deal. We were happy, they bought some product, and this is now our first launch event.
To be honest, I've been seeing them very active on Instagram, which is already the right step forward.
Yeah, I think what happened before was that when we stopped our exclusive arrangement with the previous distributor, we were selling to dealers directly, and the dealers don't have the same mentality to promote and market the brand like a distributor does. So the distributor is much more focused. They're developing the market, creating the market in order that their dealers can sell. So it's a very different kind of psychology behind that.
So what's your top 3 expectations of them for you?
There's 2 parts. From a business point of view, obviously we want to be able to sell as many products as possible, but we recognize that we're a small boutique brand. There's a lot of big, strong players in the marketplace. The most important thing for me, number one, is that we have a really close relationship, because even if you don't meet the targets, at least you see the process. And if you see the process and you don't meet the targets, then okay, next year we make a change, we pivot, we improve. The most important thing is that we learn, right? And the second thing is, the most important thing is that we create a lot of activation. I think as an overseas brand from New Zealand, having foot on the ground, having physical events is really key, because at the end of the day, we don't have a lot of bike shops that we sell from. There's not a lot of stock in the bike shops. So events like this where people can see it and touch it is really a great way to introduce the brand to a new audience. And number 3, I guess, to have a bit of fun along the way, right? So that's important too.
I think if you add up the number, I mean all 3 together, right? Basically, in a nutshell, there's no hugs if there's no love.
Exactly.
So I mean, there are so many brands in the world, and I've been following Chapter 2 for the past 5 years at least. Right? How old is the brand right now for you?
So we started in 2017, so 6 years old now.
6 years old.
Yeah, 6 years old. So from start to now, we've made a lot of mistakes. We've also learned a lot. We've improved a lot. And I guess just like anything in life, you're always trying to improve and trying to learn at the same time.
All of us always start from the beginning anyway, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, but to be honest, like all the brands that I've been following, right? For me personally, I feel that Chapter 2 is definitely a brand that, you know, there are brands from Canada, there's brands from US, brands from wherever, right? But I think for Chapter 2 it's very interesting because your brand, though it's boutique, you do follow a certain heritage or certain of historical DNA of New Zealand. So tell me something about that, because I find that actually very cool.
Yeah, so first of all, we're very proud to be from New Zealand, right? So New Zealand's a beautiful country.
It is.
We have a lot of local culture. The Maori culture really is important to us. So we pay heritage by using authentic artists in New Zealand to design some of the graphics that we have on the bikes, which is to pay homage to the local community. But then also the naming convention for the models, like the Toa has a meaning to it, you know, it means swift and fast. The Koko means to soar like a bird. So we're using the New Zealand history and heritage to really give meaning to the brand, but at the same time, New Zealand, of course, is a great place for designing product because we have a lot of technology with the America's Cup, for example, with carbon fiber yachts, and we have the wind tunnel at the Auckland University. So we can rely on this local knowledge and technology to help really develop great bikes. And also, it's a fantastic place to ride and to test products.
Wonderful place to ride. Which is a very important point. I noticed what you mentioned is carbon fiber and aerodynamics, because everybody says they have it, right? But what I noticed is what you say that the wind tunnels are by Auckland U, so meaning it's independent.
Correct.
Which is, I think, very important. Sorry, I'm not saying against any other brand, but I think that itself does put some weight. So what you're saying is all your products are wind tunnel tested?
Not all of them. Some of the models, the aero models are.
The required models.
Exactly.
Okay, so if let's say, for example, all your frames are aero tested, and aerodynamics is such a big part of cycling, are you going to move potentially to accessories that's aero tested as well?
Yeah, probably not, because I think the problem is that if you, for a small boutique brand, right, if you start adding products like aero wheel sets, aero handlebars, and aero this and that, you start to lose focus, right? And I want to make sure that every time we develop a new frame set, we are 100% on target with performance, with stiffness, with weight, and the expectation from the consumer, as well as designing really beautiful looking products. So by adding products, you actually are kind of diluting what the brand is all about.
That's a good point. Then how about your Mana bar? Is it your
The Mana bar is a fantastic product, and when we first launched it in 2018 when we launched the Rare, it was designed in such a way that the cables exited the frame and then entered underneath the handlebar. But of course, everything's integrated now, right? So when we launched the Toa a few months ago, we re-engineered the handlebar. It's still got the same ergonomics, the same comfort, and the same stiffness, but now all the cables can go internally at the same time. So both the Toa and the Koko allows for 100% internal cables, but also we recognize that some people will have very specific fit requirements, right? Because you might have a very long upper torso. The handlebar that we provide in 6 sizes may not fit everybody. So actually both those bikes, the Toa and the Koko, you can actually install a normal stem and a normal handlebar.
Oh, that's important.
So flexibility is really important. And also both frames have additional optional seat posts of 0 millimeters set back, as also 25 millimeters. The standard one that comes with the frame is 10 millimeters. So you've got all these different options. So you've got all these different options to allow for the best fit possible.
So I'm going to ask you the next question is, do you feel that manufacturers are forcing themselves to follow other brands because of consumer needs? Like for example, internal cabling. I know some brands still don't think that's that important, but they do it because of consumer demand. But you know, is Chapter 2 moving towards the consumer demand, or do you feel that internal cabling actually does have its benefit?
Well, it's a chicken and egg thing, right? So what comes first? The thing is, if you look at the big brands, right, who are creating the new trends, they've been in the business for many, many years. They have a lot of experience. They understand what the consumer wants, right? And clearly integrated cabling is what people want. But at the same time, it's not the only thing that makes a good bike. So we have a climbing bike called the Huru, which is a very simple bike, but very high performance.
Okay, sorry, Huru looks so sexy with all the thin tubing.
Exactly. So, you know, for those people who want a really simple product that is flexible for traveling, it's lightweight, they can buy the Huru. And at the same time, if you think that all the complexity of internal cabling is too much, you can always use the Toa and the Koko with the cables exiting at where the headset is. So we give all those flexibilities and options. But coming back to your point, at the end of the day, the consumers will buy what fits them. The market the industry can only do so much to force upon it, right? So if you design something that nobody wants, you don't make any money from it. It's very simple.
Then you can't design anymore bikes.
Exactly. So this comes back to the question regarding disc brakes and rim brakes. There was always this debate that, the industry's forcing it upon, but you know what? Better brakes is a better bike.
Anytime.
So I don't really understand this argument that I don't need rim brakes. Well, but you need better braking, right? So if it's better braking, what's not to like?
Hey, now I'm going to ask you 2 very important questions. For you, disc brake or rim brake?
For me, disc brakes all the way.
Aero or climbing bike?
Both. Depends on where I'm riding.
Choose both lah.
Well, I use the Koko most because it's still quite a light bike, and it has that adjustable seat post compliance, so it's super comfortable. But when I'm racing, going hard, I go for the Toa because it's a little bit stiffer. So I can't give you a black and white answer.
Okay. I mean, as cyclists, I think we're allowed to have more than 2 bikes, or more than 1 bike.
Well, I have quite a few.
Okay, just to make it easier for everyone, okay, tell me the range of your bikes based on the Koko, Toa, and all those stuff. And in general, what does each of this bike does for its usage?
So the 2 core products that we have, which are part of our performance range, is the Toa and the Koko. The Toa is that all-round racing bike. It's stiff, it's light, takes up to 32 millimeters tires. It's a really great product, and there's a few here. And then also the Koko, which is our Aero Road model. That one is the next generation of what we originally had for the Aero, which is the Rarer. And then we have the more basic climbing bike, which is super lightweight, and that's the Huru. And also in 2019, we launched the AO, which is the gravel bike. So for us, the gravel market, even though it's quite new here in Asia, in many parts of the world, like in Europe and America and Australia, the gravel market is really exploding.
So last question for you on global shortage, which is still a thing, right? So global shortage is a huge thing for 2019, 2020, and even 2021. What do you see in terms of the bike industry, right, for the next, say, 2 years or 3 years? Is everybody still expected to wait for 6 months to a year for their bike when they purchase?
So first of all, from our point of view, right through COVID, we never skipped a beat. We always had product, we always had it on time and in the quality that we wanted, right? And I think that's partly because we only sell frame sets. So imagine if you were selling complete bikes and you were using an assembler in Taiwan to assemble your bikes. If that assembler is missing one derailleur or one screw, the whole project stops, right? You've got nothing to ship. And the advantage is that because we sell frames, we can continue to sell. And a lot of our dealers and distributors were quite proactive and entrepreneurial in finding supplies of group sets from various different locations. So actually throughout COVID, we didn't see a problem with supply, and our own frame sets were always on time and on quality. But as far as your other question about what's it going to be like in 2023, which is coming very quickly, I think it's going to improve. And I can hear already from people that I know from SRAM and from Shimano that things are improving. And I think the main thing is that because most countries that produce these products have now got fully vaccinated population, they can continue to mass produce products. So we think that probably the early part of 2003, there's going to be still some constraint, but towards the mid part and the later part, hopefully it'll be business back to usual.
That's good news. Okay, bonus question. It just came to my mind, and this might be a bit tricky. You can choose not to answer it. But this is what I feel. If you turn back the clock, say 5 years ago, a very good bike potentially costs about 10,000 US. No, let me think. A very good bike probably costs about 5 to 7,000 US dollars. But coming today, a very good bike is 10,000 US dollars. And that's 5 years. And the inflation rate is like almost like 50%. So it's more expensive than medical inflation. Do you think bike trend is going to continue to inflate?
The interesting thing, right, if you look at the bicycle industry as a whole and you take the factory cost all the way up to retail price, the actual multiple is quite small, right? People have this, they think that the products are expensive, but when you factor in that there's shipping costs, there's logistics costs, the distributor's got to take a margin, the dealer's got to take a margin, that price ends up becoming fair and reasonable, right? I'm not getting rich, that's for sure, right? But I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. So is it expensive? Yes, it is, but carbon fiber is not cheap, and it's still a handmade product, right? Every frame is handmade. Doesn't matter whether it's made in Asia or Europe or America, it's still a hands-on process, right? And labor costs, inevitably, as people's lifestyle gets better, the quality of living gets better in these countries where they produce it, it goes up.
So
the multiples from factory to retail is much smaller than, say, fashion or sunglasses and many other products. So I think it is at a fair price. And, you know, the end of the day is, the bike business, the big guys are in it to make money, right? So they're going to try and charge the maximum amount that people are prepared to pay. So business 101 is produce it at a reasonable cost and sell it at the maximum, because then everybody has the good margins. So Is it expensive? Yes, it is expensive, but you know, it's an expensive sport, and people are investing in a lifestyle. And normally you buy a bike and it's going to last you 4 or 5 years,
or more.
Except in Asia where every changes every couple of months, right?
7 years of cycling, I changed 7 bikes already.
Exactly, and we're going to get you on to chapter 2, by the way. But you think about it, like in most Western markets, it's an investment. They do a lot of research, they like to read the reviews, and that bike's going to last them for 4 or 5 years. So it's a kind of different perspective between buying something that I want right now and really quickly, like the Asian mentality, or something that's a long-term investment. So it depends on where people are with that whole lifestyle process of buying a new product.
I mean, to be fair, personally, I feel frame set prices, the increase of frame prices is quite okay.
Yeah.
I feel it is group set. A high-end Dura-Ace group set was 10K. Today is 19K ringgit. That is almost 100% increase in less than 3 years or 2 years.
So the interesting example, right? So for example, if you buy one of the Tour de France, and I won't name any brands, right? Tour de France level frames, generally with a handlebar, it's about 5,500 to 6,000 US dollars, right? Our most expensive frame, the Koko, with a handlebar is 4,000 US dollars. So you're saving 2,000 US dollars. So with that 2,000 US dollars, suddenly you can buy a better group set, a better wheel set. So suddenly you've got a better product. So by saving that $2,000, you're actually ending up with a better product. Okay, you can go out there and buy a complete bike, which is probably better value for money. But however, there's always a market for those people who know exactly what they want. They want to pick and choose exactly the right components that fits their budget and time frame. So I think that's where we come in. We're all about giving choice. Like, you buy the frame and everything else is really up to you. So.
And I think like computers, the frame is actually the most important thing. Like computer, the motherboard is the most important thing. So like a bicycle, I feel before you go to group set and wheel set, the frame is the heart of cycling. So get a good frame and you won't regret. Am I in the frame? Oh no, I was out of the frame.
You were in it,
I was it? Anyway, natural. So I think that's all I have for Mike today. Thank you so much for the quick interview.
Thank you, man.
And nice to see you, and you look amazing.
It's been a few years.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
It's good that I can travel again.
Yeah,
so I'm off to Jakarta on Monday.
Jakarta, beautiful place to ride.
Yeah, we're going to go to Jogja and also to Bandung. There's a lot of good riding.
And I heard that Indonesian traffic, the drivers are more acceptable to cyclists. That's what
we'll see. I'll let you know.
That's what Indonesian drivers tell me. Anyway, thank you, Mike. Welcome to Malaysia.
Thank you.
Soon.
Take care.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, wait. Take off back first. You go.
No worries.
By the way, if you didn't notice, I'm trying to do this. What if I follow your Instagram? Nice t-shirt, right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Increase my follower Instagram. That's good for me.
Yeah, I follow you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a rampage of following my subscribers today. Okay, anyway. So let me introduce to you. Hey, wait, why introducing? You introduce yourself. Okay.
Oh, hi, I'm Jackson. I'm from Cyclevio. We are the Chapter 2 distributor for Malaysia. So we are based in Penang. So today we have come to KL to do an event to promote Chapter 2. Yeah.
So you're the guy that's like, you know, posting all the beautiful Chapter 2 pictures on Instagram.
Yes, that's my team, not me. I'm an old school guy, so I don't know how to post all this kind of stuff.
Old school. You say younger than me, old school. So I think one of the most important questions, I know now you have Chapter 2 brand. It's in Malaysia now. Without a doubt, they do beautiful bikes and they do beautiful design, artwork. It's a piece of art, okay? The next most important question is, mana mau beli? Where to buy?
Okay, that's been thinking for me quite a long time. So for now, for KL now, we only have one shop now, which is Cycle Press Syndicate. Will be our dealer now. So you're able to see the bike, touch and feel here in W Hotel. So secondly, in Penang, which our Cyclevio shop will be open on December. That will be our Chapter 2 brand will be mostly be there. And for now, we are trying to get more dealers. So yeah. For now, it's only KL and Penang.
I'm sure you can put on Shopee, right?
Oh yeah, we'll soon put in Shopee and...
Hey, wait, so my idea.
Oh, your idea, so I need to give some incentive.
Some support.
Yep. Okay. So we also like some of like our customers like in Ipoh, we also did manage to sell to them. We will personally deliver to them, have them touch and feel, then they buy. Yeah, so we also do that, but not all the way to KL or Johor. Yeah.
Yeah, because KL just syndicate already.
Yep.
So wonderful. So now technically you know where to buy.
Yep.
So I will get all the where to buy. I'll put the link in the description, and also I also put the Chapter 2 Malaysia Instagram below. So if you have any question, PM his team in Instagram. I'm sure they'll reply you, and then at least you know, most importantly, wherever you are, where to get it.
Oh, thank you, Melvin.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Melvin.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.